Hello everyone and welcome back to another VOD review. We have the Atlanta Reign, hey Bo. We have the Atlanta Reign and San Francisco Shock. This is a match that, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't able to watch any of it. The only thing I know about this game is the conversation that happened afterwards about like Lip and Proper and all that, nonsense, especially with the MVP discussion coming back and forth. But we're just going to watch it. We're going to tune in. We're going to enjoy it. I get to enjoy it live for the first time, which is the best way. So let's just get into it.
Getting the win here, finishing 9 and 7.
God, Matt, calm down.
Considering how things look.
So let's get into this.
Yeah.
Lip popped on map 5. The Lip one trick allegations have been, as far as I'm aware, proven pretty false. So first things first, San Francisco Shock and Atlanta Reign both coming out on the Junker Queen. We've seen this composition getting a lot more play as of recent. People have preferred to play the Junker Queen over the Orisa, but it's still essentially Rush. It's still the same idea. People are playing Bastion, people are playing Genji, bit of Sojourn if you want to play the hit scam. Oh, that's a big axe. Why was Proper the primary one to go through there? Like, where was the tank? I don't really know what happened. That seemed like they put themselves in the line of fire a little bit, but hey, there you go. I think Junker Queen is really good in this meta. With the amount of healing that she's been improved by because everyone's playing together, I think the Rampage is a really valuable ultimate.
Gonna move away from the Bastion. Too easy of a target
So,
for somebody as good as
I'm surprised people haven't been playing more Orisa. Chat, what do you think the reason that people have moved away from the Orisa and into the Queen is?
Playing some other different heroes, but maybe this is
Because, like, Orisa is unkillable, but maybe Orisa just isn't enough of a threat. The ultimate isn't big enough, and she also has a pretty big hitbox out of it. Slow, boring, and anti-fun. You think the OWL teams are playing Junker Queen just because Orisa is boring? Secret fun pact. There's been a gentleman's agreement to just not play Orisa. Honestly, I'd believe it. Ult, I assume. I also think the Shout is really good with this composition. So what, Proby? Yeah, I think the more team utility is a big thing as well, but I don't know how that happened.
Right through the TP, just kind of throw the turrets straight in.
Isn't that why APAC is so Winston pilled? I don't think that's a gentleman's agreement. I think they just genuinely in the East believe that Winston is that valuable.
That type of, those type of kills happen.
All right, let's see the blades come out here. We got Stalker Blade, Lip's getting an overclock. Proby's got a wall, but wall's not really going to do much in this situation. Yeah, I guess like that's nice, but I think if you're Atlanta, you just disengage. Ooh. Oh my damage. Dude, that immortality field to enable a blade was crazy. Later beat by Chio was good. Oh, nice shot by him. Ooh. Nice shots by Lip. Well, this is Proby's camera. What do you mean? I think it's just pointed too high. Honestly, the thing I'm most disappointed by is it feels like, oh, never mind. I was going to say Lip. He's not in the rave with the strobe lights going as much anymore, but no, that's not true. He's still partying. I was an expensive fight for Atlanta though. So what's that? 4 ultimates. Proper Blade is the only thing Shock's really got going into this one. Let's see if he can find some value. It's pretty hard to get Blade value in these kind of comps because there's a lot of pushing. It's hard to find things. Junker Queen Shout, immortality field, but he doesn't have to go up against a sound barrier at least. But so he's gonna force out. He almost. Oh! Lip just kills himself. Wow. I don't think Lip thought Proper was gonna hold that deflect for that long. If Proper like anticipated that, that was like a billion IQ. Proper Blade is all they need. Hey, you can't argue with the results. That's such a bad death.
This kill early on as we have double amp matrix here for both sides. Really looking at that Sojourn.
Yeah, double amp matrix is going to be interesting. Atlanta's going to be careful about overextending here. What's the thought with the Genji pick? Genji's pretty good in this setup where because you can get in the face and you can like get dash resets, you can execute targets. The Blade is like a pretty good ultimate for the most part. It's just pretty solid in the rush. Oh, here comes the Blade. Stalker got another Blade. Wow, that's quick. Wow, it does his job as well. I think there's been a... I think there's been a pretty, like, ridiculous amount of, like, Stalker doubting as well. Like, a lot of people say Stalker didn't deserve to be in the MVP conversation. Like, I think Stalker has been elite this year. Wow, nice boot by Chio. Stalker has been elite this year, and I think he gets discredited just primarily because he's been on the Atlanta squad. And I think this isn't a bad take that people have been saying, but it's like, if you could add another flex DPS player who plays Tracer, who plays Genji at this level, and Atlanta wouldn't change. So I understand that. Because there's been, you know, let's sort of hit the elephant in the room. People are saying that Chio deserved to be in the MVP nomination. I think this isn't even a hot take. He has been the best main support of the year. But the unfortunate reality of the MVP nominations is that you can only have 3 of each team. So it's like, Lip's definitely going to be on there. Fielder should probably be in there as well. And then Stalker should probably be in there. So it's like, you either have to take Stalker or Fielder off of the list. I think you could make an argument for either or, and that Chio should be above that. But I think in general, it's just hard for a main support to get the level of recognition that they deserve. Because it is an unimpactful role. In the terms of it can be... Oh, Chio just kind of fed that, though. It's still too much damage. But it's just hard to see their influence in the server. Sorry, but Chio greater than Fielder. I think that's a fair take. I think if I was going to take anyone out of the list between Fielder and Stalker, I would take out Fielder and I would put in Chio. I think that's what I would have done. But at the end of the day, they're all phenomenal players who deserve to be in the nomination. The only reason they aren't is because of the way that the ruling works.
Strong play from the Sojourn, from Lip. Can they force him off? But I guess with the Genji and just like a fast dive.
San Francisco attempt to reposition with a turret, but they actually push into the more heavily
Right.
fortified part.
This gets a lot harder to get in.
They thought they were maybe catching them by surprise, but the rain were waiting on this high ground.
People have gotten so good with these Bastion right clicks, like the grenades. They do so much damage. Oh my god. They are hunting Max. I actually think they might need to nerf the damage of the right click grenade. It does so much fucking damage. If it's 60. Christopher said Lip is the 4th best player on his team. And I think there's going to be people who say that, right? And I think that there is justification to that, but I disagree. Like, I think Christopher also had a take that he said, like, Birdring was a better Sombra than Lip. Like, or a more efficient Sombra than Lip, but I don't know. I disagree with those takes. I think Lip was one of the best Sombras in the world. But, you know, that's the point, right? Like, there is so much interpretation, and everyone can have disagreements of what they think is valid. Oh, my damage. Good TP out, but Renko didn't make it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. That was the right play. Wait, he retracted that statement? He retracted that statement after someone showed him the stats. Yeah, and I'm like, I think that's a thing, right? Like, you can watch the game and you can come to plenty of conclusions that, you know, aren't directed at stats, depending on the games that you watch, right? Like, it is what it is, right? Like,
they don't exactly have
my big take is, like, just vote for what you believe, right? Like, some people think, oh wow, but that was Proper going way too aggressive this time. That was a massive overheat. I think Proper thought his team was closer behind than they potentially were, but they just weren't.
The answer was there, the remedy in the hands of the Atlanta Reign. As San Francisco, they're out of it already. It's a 1-0 start to the series for Atlanta Reign.
But yeah, like, I think I don't think there is a wrong answer. I think you can vote for someone, you can vote for Lip. You know, this MVP conversation overall has been beaten to death. I think there are plenty of great options and plenty you can vote for. I think this Atlanta team is so stacked that in a perfect world, everyone gets nominated, right?
You know, line up today, right, with Max in, Renko in as well.
I hope Shock can make playoffs, and when I watched O2 Blast versus Infernal, I thought O2 played well. I actually haven't watched that game yet, the one where O2 Blast beat Soul Infernal. That's on the list of VODs to watch for this week, but yeah, I heard O2 Blast played really well, which is funny because as we just watched these highlights, I remember watching O2 Blast when we did some APAC casting, or at least casting some O2 Blast games, and they really were struggling in the Winston Sombra meta because they had, who were the players that they had? Like, they wanted to play Hitscan. They, like, really wanted to play Hitscan, and they had a Diva player, an off-tank player, and they just, like, refused to play Winston, right? Let me pull up the team name again. Sorry, the roster again. Because they had, Yeah, so they had Prophet, who they really wanted to play hit scan on, and then Protect, who like didn't play Winston. And they were like, in all of their games, they were trying as hard as they could to not play Sombra and not play Winston, which in the last meta was kind of a death sentence, right? In a lot of respects. So now that they're in a meta that's potentially better for them, right? Like, I can see them being good. Like, what are they playing? Are they playing like Prophet Sojourn with Protect playing like a Junker Queen? Like, are they playing the Junker Queen Rush? Or how have they been winning those games? Who Are You struggled on Sombra? Yeah, well, I think they were playing Who Are You Tracer and Protect Sombra when they really needed... sorry, Prophet Sombra when they needed to. Junker Queen Genji is owning... Yeah, oh yeah, and that's it. They just played Junker Queen Rush, put Prophet on like fucking anything, Sojourn, and then put Who Are You on Genji. Like, this is actually like the perfect storm for their team to like, at the right time for them to be good, right? Like, all of their players... If Protect is a great... Queen, then like boom, like everything comes together. Anytime Who Are You plays Genji, it's gonna be good. Who Are You Genji is crazy. That kid has been fucking pounding on Genji since 2016 when he was like just out of his mum's womb. Oh wow, oh wow. Oh, Proper was the one who got punished. It feels like Shock have had a couple of really cool ideas to go aggressive, but it feels like they're never the ones coming out advantageously. Dude, that was 20 seconds. That might be the fastest team wipe I've ever seen in Overwatch. That might be the fastest team wipe I've ever seen. That was 20 seconds into the round. San Francisco Shock got wiped. From what I heard, O2 Blast can still make playoffs. Yeah, there is ways O2 Blast can still make playoffs. Like, I think they have to close out their bracket though, right? Oh, Stalker, bit of a feed. Just took too much damage. Probably took a right click to the face from the sim. Oh, Lip! Jumped down with what? Lip went down. I think Lip jumped down about 4 seconds before anyone else. Did he get pulled? Oh, he got hit. I think he got hit by the knife. Yeah, he got hit by a knife. I thought he just jumped off. And I was like, whoa. Lip, what the fuck? He got hit by the knife. Great play from Max. Oh, then a great boop on it. Dude, honestly, that was some sick individual plays by the Shock. Yeah, that was a great knife and then a great counter boop by Renko to get Stop Fielder from getting onto the high ground.
Stalker, not really sure exactly where he's playing from.
Wait, so they could win the bracket and still not qualify? Yes. We are not going to speak on that right now, but the APAC formatting is very strange in the grand scheme of things.
Yep, 5 minutes to work with, plenty of time.
Yeah, like there's something to do with the bracketing system that I don't know. I honestly don't 100% understand how it works right now, so I don't want to speak on it too much. Damn, Max. This is fine. This is fine trades if you're the Shock. Even though, like, it kind of felt like they should have just won this. Oh, Chio. Oh, my God. Wow, Proper got, like, 3.
Chio had no ammo. There's nobody alive. As now, finally, players come off spawn here for the Shock.
It's almost like Shock has an incredible roster with Renko and stuff. Like, I don't even think it's like it's just the like Renko like addition. I just think that they're potentially in a meta where it makes sense. They're finally playing the right things. The Shock have been trying to play Junker Queen throughout a Winston meta, right? Like, how many times have we seen Max and Junbin just like default over to the Queen? So it feels like they're finally in a good meta where they can play the things that they want to. And honestly, Renko has been a great addition in the fact that, like, you know, his Lucio's been pretty good, right? And he's offered a lot for this team. Oh, that's a big rush. Rampage. Good sound barrier. Should counter all of that. Now, Max is deep. Max is still behind them. It'll be interesting to see if Hawk's probably going to be a mainstay for this roster, right? Going into playoffs? Oh, wow. It'd be cool to see a Hawk starting to get some dubs on the board and get some playtime, because I doubt they'll play Donghack if they're not playing Winston or Wrecking Ball, and it doesn't seem like either of those heroes are that viable right now.
And then you got Hawk just able to just run around by the payload, cause all types of trouble.
He just needs some Vigilante playtime. I just think double flex support isn't that good. I think we were kind of expecting a Baptiste Alari, but that seems to have fallen by the wayside by just playing faster into it. Damn, these Bastion teleport strats have been kind of fucking wild. Yeah, I don't think anyone was anticipating a Junker Queen Bastion Sim Rush meta. And it feels like, from what we've seen so far over the last 2 weeks, this feels like the composition that is probably going to be the most common in the play-ins. This like Junker Queen, it works on Flashpoint, it works on Control, works on certain escorts and hybrids, right? Like, probably works on push. I think this is going to be where the meta is going to default to. Why don't teams play Jotes like they used to? I think Brig is not the same as it once was. I also think Brig is just nowhere near as good in this setup.
Yeah, absolutely. But it does not. Really,
but there will be counter comps. What? That's the thing, right? Like that's what we have to see. What are the counter comps to this comp? And that's what happens when you have such a short evolution of the meta and scrims and stuff like that. It's hard to know, like, if there are counters. The fact that teams are starting to default to this more and more makes me think that the counters are probably pretty limited and might be map specific.
Yeah,
Shock finally breaks through. I like the idea there of using the Bastion ult to sort of scatter the rain and then just sort of rush them down. I don't think there's no way Atlanta touches this. Dude, maybe there has been the thing spoken about. I haven't watched that Spark Dallas game where people said that the Doomfist worked really well against the Queen. So if that's true, then there's a lot of teams that would love to play Doomfist, right? Like Houston already is. Darrow, thank you for the 11 months. Praying for as much Queen as possible. I think we're all in agreement. As long as it's not Orisa, I'm fine to watch this meta throughout playoffs. I think it's interesting. I think there's a cool amount of team play, individual play, and stuff like that. Like, I'd be fine for this meta. Might be a few fumble, and that's it, right? Like, it's hard to know with such a small sample size of one match of maybe Dallas played the Queen really badly. Maybe they didn't understand how to deal with the Doomfist. Maybe fucking Goochway just hard popped off in a way that Doomfists probably aren't going to be able to. What did so much damage there? Wait. Why did Shock just lose all of their health? Dude, look at their health bars. They just take 1 billion damage from, like, I don't know what that was, but Finn gets a lot of healing on the board. Whoa, how does Proby get Stalkers? Yeah, that's wild. That's another huge kill by Proby. Oh, did he get him? Oh, he didn't get the BAP. It doesn't matter. Sound barrier's there anyway. Bastionade, it had to have been a Bastionade and they were stacked up or something like that. Bliss had more final blows than both of his DPS on map 3. Yeah, that can happen if Lucius are just getting final blows. As I said, it's hard to speak to, but maybe. Bastionade actually so good. Bastionade is actually, like, crazy as an ability. It boops you, it pushes you, it does a ton of explosion damage. It doesn't always have to hit to find value.
So the one thing as well, Mitch, which is pretty bad for the Shock, is Renko actually ended up using sound barriers during that when Hawk didn't even feel the need to use that, Rampage. So you're going to have that Rampage here for this fight.
That is a good point. That's a good point by Matt. All of a sudden, like, how do you step up if you're the... Oh, later, brother. Like, how do you step up if you're the Shock, knowing that a Rampage is there? I guess the Rampage is gone now. I've heard Chio was an absolute... Yeah, Chio's been a monster on the main support. Is Alari not being used as much now? No, Alari hasn't really been used as much. There's very few teams that are still playing that Baptiste Alari. And I think the problem that Alari has is that if you get rushed into, if people just run into you, Alari's actually pretty bad at dealing with that. Because if you just run past her setup of, like, her healing pile and break it, she doesn't really get the freedom to shoot. So her damage gets kind of limited. I think the... Wow, nice boop. I think the Captive Sun is kind of hard to get value from as well. Salt's doing back to Queen, yeah. Max has had a history of making random swaps. But maybe wanted to get back into the fight quick. Maybe think the Doomfist could work. Wow. Wait, what just happened? Like, how did they... They step up with the sim wall, counters the rain, amp matrix. How do they just win? Oh, they drop their amp matrix after? Oh, Hawk just disappears. Yeah, it looks like the amp matrix was really good by Finn.
Where the Shock, I actually think they've looked quite good with like this setup. Like it's a little bit different than like what we thought they would probably do in terms of.
Would you say Proby is one of the better rookies in the league right now? No. Like I think he's been good for the Shock, but I wouldn't say he's one of the better rookies. Like I think Sugarfree's been more impressive. I think Viper's been great. I think Spectra's been awesome for Toronto Defiant. Like I think they're, you know, even Knife for the Vegas Eternal in some respects, right?
They've been very Winston oriented.
I think Probe proper has been the best combo of DPS that they've had this season, at least so far, but for what I mean so far, but yeah. Chibo, thank you for the 12 months. It doesn't really matter because Proby's going to get benched going into the playoffs anyway when a Junker Queen Reaper meta starts and Striker comes in for the playoffs to then help the San Francisco Shock win the entire season. So, you know, he had a great year so far, but it's not going to amount to anything.
But Hawk, well, I think two things. Hawk is a tremendous player, right? We know Hawk is a very talented player, so it looks like they take the opposite side high ground with this teleporter.
What is Matt saying?
I mean, he's also surrounded by just incredible amounts of talent, right? You know, arguably the best backline in the league.
Good sim TP. Wow. Felt like Shock kind of got caught not doing anything there, and I don't really know why. Like, they just got TP'd on and died and didn't really offer much. Sad Doctor, thank you for the 30 months. I'm stuck in Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3 and can't get out. Please, someone... You got this. Just romance somebody and you'll be fine.
So you know, just pumping the videos out.
You don't need that many buckets.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 30 months, Sad Doctor.
Let's dump all our funds into the someone for MVP.
Yeah, he got to the safe, he got to the big suitcase, he's ripping, he's tearing, tearing, he's got the funds, he's now sending him where they're needed most.
Oh, Stalker. That's like, that right there is the boop of the grenade really put on. Dude, how is Chio not dead? Like, how is Chio not dead? My man is just running around in front of some of the best players, and he just
They do get a pretty good.
doesn't get shot at.
Hey, but the Shock push up. They get a pretty much a team wipe, and now they out the.
Oh my grenades!
That is a grenade through an amp matrix.
Woo! How much damage does a grenade through an amp matrix do? 220? 230?
Pretty darn good. Give us a Renko smile.
260? 240? Oh my god, that's actually fucking crazy. I know it's over 100.
Would like to see these, you know, high.
They gotta get you on the desk. You can walk over the telestrator and like just replay the kill feed and be like, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, very powerful to it's like the Reaper guy as well. I think that's very succinct analysis. Sometimes brevity, my friend, is the soul of wit. Have you not heard?
No.
Matt.
Battle of Wits unarmed. Alright, here's the sim wall.
Alright, Queen ult hits everybody. Oh my god, the damage is just ridiculous. Dude, playing a Queen in this comp seems very precarious. Like, you kind of have to play aggressive if you're a Queen, but sometimes you just disappear.
So now you have a rampage unanswered by a Lucio ultimate.
It seems like Crossy needs a white boy to succeed. Honestly, you know, it sounds like a meme at this point, but every time he has a fully Korean roster, they suck. Every time he just adds that token white boy, all of a sudden, there's just pure success. So if anything, Renko is the crux of the entire success of the San Francisco Shock. Smile.
Look at this. He's got line up.
Having to catch someone? He's hoping the Hawk maybe overextends and so wouldn't be
Dude,
able to
Rain got 5 minutes in the time. I don't really like that wall. I think if you're going to do a wall like that, you want it to be more diagonal. So then, even if they do fall back, at least you can use it. Well, the thing is, they can't even, like, capitalize on this wall because Atlanta Rain's just going to disengage and they can't step... Oh, Probe! No! Proby, you got to count the shots. Just... Oh my god, that was so bad. That's really bad for the Shock.
That's huge. I mean, the card's going to continue to move.
Alright, unfortunately it's taken a while. Wait, Proby just went Hanzo? Dude, Proby just rage swapped to Hanzo.
As they're gonna move away from the sim now and actually go over towards a Hanzo.
Oh, that was almost huge. Oh, Hawk's dead. Yeah, exactly like that. You just go into wheels mode and just die.
Sends Hawk careening in the wrong direction.
It's a good way to counter Rampage, is just have the Bastion in wheels mode behind an Amp Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good if you have that in a pinch. I do want to say though,
The white boy boosts their credit score. Yeah, it's true.
the boot from Renko,
Why not Luke Mino and Lucio though?
excellent response.
I like it's hard to really know why Luke Mino isn't playing as much. I would assume that they think Renko's Lucio is better than Luke Mino's if they're playing him in a setup like this, because it doesn't feel like they're ever going to swap. Max then just trolled and got picked.
Alright, that is huge. So
There has been some stray picks that have happened in this map so far, where like a player has gotten knifed or anything like that.
I mean, right there, losing your tank. How do you right at the start?
Full and Amp Matrix at the same time.
He's got one more shot.
Or maybe the other.
Maybe you don't.
Oh, I guess not. Max is dead. Yeah.
Nothing Max can do.
Dude, the Sim War, Ant Matrix, anything under the sun.
Log up the wheels, maybe. Stall things out just a little bit here with the Atlanta Rain. Smoke clears, have
Krusty has said he likes Renko's healing focus in general. Yeah, like sometimes, like I think in this meta as well, you're kind of fine just being a heal bot. You're kind of fine just like playing around your team and pushing people around. You don't really need to go the Chio playstyle. Because I think the chances that you feed heavily outweigh the value of you going pretty Reddit. Yeah, like, and who do you Reddit against, right?
Important. I believe it's 7.
You kind of don't win versus anyone, and a Bastion is a surefire way to getting punished. If you accidentally aggress into a wheels mode Bastion, you just die.
I just try to ratchet up the stakes a little
You're
bit.
almost as much of a villain as Reinforce.
We do. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, Escort. Escort needs to move away from map 5. I think Escort needs to go to like a map 3 or something like that, but map 5 bangers just aren't the same when the final map is Escort. Feels very underwhelming.
I wanted a Zinity.
Yeah, I want a stone cold stunner out of
That was supposed to be a bait TP that Probe just followed up on. That kind of felt like bad coordination.
See an attempt for San Francisco to
They don't have time for this either.
their entire roster across the map.
Now they're just gonna have to rush map.
They are staved off. And they've got
Oh wow, Stalker goes down though.
again, Numbani attack.
I don't even know how Max finds a pick in that situation, but yeah, I don't think it's good for them anyway because
But I mean, this is just becoming a little bit of a mess here towards the end as Lip now just doing
yeah, Renko down. That was a mistake from the shock. Just not really thinking all the way through of like how they were gonna attack that. They teleported, no one really followed, got split up.
Absolutely. Especially
I like control, hybrid, escort, push, flashpoint. I think right now I'd rather go control, hybrid, flashpoint, escort,
first team to
push. I think push should be last. I think push is the final game mode is pretty good because I think push is actually pretty exciting for the most part.
credit where it's due. They
There are some very good close matchups.
opposition before anyone else. Now, yes, obviously the Junker Queen was probably not something we'd see Hardy play in many situations. But
I'm just happy Lucio is falling out of the meta.
Janitors, at least in a
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Lucio is absolutely not falling out of the meta. If anything, Lucio's coming back with a vengeance.
really fast.
yeah, one slip up for San Francisco. The buffer is extremely slim here. One tick required by Atlanta Rain. They're a team that seems to have plenty of creativity to leverage with this Symmetra Bastion setup. To start with, it'll be
Wayward Freds. Later.
here. There'll be
Happy Winston fight. I agree. I am happy Winston fight. Oh,
That'll be big. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, the TP around the side. Okay.
I don't really like that TP at all.
Yeah, that is a.
That's like straight into the face of Proper. I thought it was going to be a bait TP, but people actually ended up taking him.
Going through, they actually went through it and they paid the price. All right. the correct
Okay, questionable play by the Rain.
out. As,
Stalker did Stalker laugh? I might have missed that, but yeah, that was straight up not a good TP.
balcony. So they were set up to receive that and not just get utterly flanked by that play. They're ready.
Chia may be going for. I was gonna say Chia may be trying to boop somebody off the high ground, but they make it across.
All right, last time that Atlanta did this, they just waited for their TP again and then TP'd into the face. Oh, with Proper dropping down, yeah, you just take that high ground. Oh, good boop. That was a great lamp by Fielder. Wheels mode. Bzzz. Oh, Renko's gonna be careful. Oh yeah, he's dead.
And that's the proper ult
Oh, Finn dead though. They are out of healing.
Max ultimately falling. This could be a little bit scary now. But eventually San Francisco
2v2? 2v2? 1v1? Lucio battle for all the marbles? Chio, are you really the MVP? Oh, Renko kind of hitting some nice left clicks. Oh! Yo, Renko fucking... Renko don't give a fuck. Renko smile. He just knows he won that 1v1.
Who cares? Stays on it.
Renko has his available and he gets it just in time. No casualties yet. It's an ant matrix from the high ground for San Francisco, and very quickly it looked like Lip TP'd away.
All right.
To Atlanta.
Shock back in control.
They spend their own. They're going to come back in with
Renko MVP. Yeah, that's the lesson we learned.
yes,
Cross section of Symmetra ults.
to play from here. It's going to be a revolving door that doesn't move. Yeah,
Oh wow, that is a great rampage.
with that rampage immortality built on.
Yeah, the immortality field, but it's not going to be enough. All right, let's go, Shock.
He's burnt them down as Proper steals the glory.
All right, so we're from 4:04 on the clock now down to 1:35. So
Visual clutter clap, yep.
for the Atlanta Reign to be able to take this, Proper is now over to the Genji, so not going to have that huge amount of like upfront damage that the Bastion would provide.
When I croak from not enough oxygen, I want it on my tombstone. A revolving door that doesn't move. Help me. Okay, the TP got cleared up there. Chio almost gets caught in the corner, but they found Proper.
Oh, Proper and Renko just die.
San Francisco are now down to 3.
Whoa, okay, well, that seems... that felt unnecessary from Hawk. Yeah, Finn with the TT, like, it literally just got solo rampage.
Showing they can hang.
I was going to say, still,
Honestly, it was worth it, but I would take that personally if I was Finn. Alright, let's move it on. Unfortunately, I can't get through this VOD very quickly because Overwatch League has not cut them up, but here we are. Sorry, what? Yeah, boo that man.
What's going on, Johnny?
Yeah, what the fuck, Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah, you better tell him, Corey.
Yeah,
Let him
boo
know.
this
Let him know on
man.
every platform, bro. Get that guy booed.
Dude, Johnny's on his villain arc right now.
He was correct.
Dude, these stats are wild, by the way. 10.5 final blows. Obviously, Atlanta had the advantage in this map, but still, that final blow difference is crazy.
Between Hawk and Max, Matthew.
yeah, I mean, look, I mean, is that
Renko's such a... Wait.
how many?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, Hawk,
I never realized the logos slowly move.
how many other teams would Hawk not start on?
You don't notice it, but the logos in the top are slowly moving outwards. And I didn't realize until I was skipping ahead. You could see it like bouncing forward.
There's a, look, I think
Now I'm never going to be able to unsee that.
other teams would Hawk not start on.
They're like, why? Yeah, I don't know. That is a great question of why.
give it to a very different style.
Hey,
Sitting lip on the Bastion is a
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, chat. This is the kind of visual effects that we all appreciate here
depth of hero
at the Overwatch League.
command. And I think for San Francisco, this might be the kind of trio you come out of as a shock. And
Also, my villain arc showing up in a VAR stream, hating on Marjet and talking shit to White Tier. Oh my god.
then you're always in with a shot. No one's counting out the San Francisco shock at this point.
What do you think about the Genji versus the Sim here?
I actually like the Genji more than the Sim here because I don't think the Sim TPs are going to be as impactful on this map. Like, I understand the necessity for it on Numbani, but I don't know if it... On a map like Flashpoint, no high grounds, I don't think it's worth it.
Probably look a little bit better. Numbani definitely requires
Talk about a villain arc, some Overwatch graphic designer's going to be looking out for you.
without it. So
Some guy's going to show up at my house and be like, hey,
indictment of playing the Genji instead
I
of
heard you talking
But
shit.
you've got to have way more flexibility. And if you're good and coordinated, you can make use of it, then you're probably going to...
First cap to Atlanta. Shocker on a clock now. Probe just fucking took that. Probe was like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care. Fuck it, we ball.
Now, talk about stand and deliver. This is like the old school fight, like, 12 paces apart, like lines of riflemen just firing until there's none left.
Somewhere Taimu is nodding his head, and he's like, "Yeah, I like that. That was nice." Just stand there and
That's pretty
fight.
base, man. Okay. Lane Rain here, able to convert that.
All right, window down.
First point takedown that Air Matrix is thrown out by Finn, who's done a lot of healing, as you probably might expect based on San Francisco.
Okay, Shock gets the flip back. Oh, that's an axe. Wait, did he actually hit anyone with that axe? He might have actually missed all three of them with that axe. Oh, yeah.
It looks like the Rain will move back into control after conceding only about 22%.
That was sound barrier from Chio, though.
Yes, it looks like Finn's still here as well, so he's going to get staggered out. So going to have to wait a little bit for Finn to get back in the action. But with how fast Flashpoint ticks up.
I'm going to say it again. I said it last time. I think they really need to increase the time of Flashpoint checkpoints to like a little bit, like 20% more, 30% more.
Down now. Stalker's going to build out this next fight, and San Francisco don't have a way to sort of get around that. We'll see how
Shock kind of just need to engage with the beat, right?
Comes the artillery barrage. Proby takes
Oh, Chio got real low.
there. It's a sound barrier now coming out.
Yeah, good sound barrier.
It doesn't look like Atlanta are in a great place to really benefit from it. It allows them to disengage to some degree and do it proper, but
Oh, nice dagger on a Chio.
No, with the benefits of the
Dude, Chio is unkillable.
straight through the wall, right?
I just don't understand how he lives through something like that.
Now the Shock have a little bit of an advantage, right? You have Blade, you have Rampage, you know there's no sound barrier on the other side here. You're going to get about...
Needs to allow for one more team fight potential. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think right now it feels like 1.5 to 2 fights. It needs to be 2 to 2.5 fights to win a point.
sound barrier and the artillery barrage looks like it got used there. They've got a ton to work with still. The Atlanta Rain
It's going to be on the rampages. I think who gets a better value rampage? Well, Max hit Fielder and Hawk. That's so early, though. Like, if you're Atlanta, you just back out from that, and yeah, you just come back with your own rampage. They didn't get a single punish. It has to now be on proper.
I think they're just waiting for this push to come in from the Rain, and it's got to be now.
What are we waiting for here? I don't really understand what Atlanta's waiting for. Maybe the TP?
Oh, everybody goes to the high ground.
Whoa, Hawk. Wait, what just happened? What just happened to Hawk's rampage here? Oh, the boot by Renko pushes him into the air, so Hawk misses everyone with it. That was such a sick play by Renko. Honestly, Renko diff right there.
spend a slash on getting rid of it, and Hawk will be able to get
Yeah, that pretty much one-shot the fight.
lose the flashpoint in the meantime. Love that for San Francisco.
My MVP, dude. Renko was robbed. Gio who?
Think what wins them the point.
Yeah, I mean, they end up kind of like backing out there for...
Bad blade by Proper, to be honest. Well, like, I think going full in with a blade is not worth it. Like, as long as you stay alive, right? Like, Proper kind of realized at that moment that he didn't need to go in for everyone. If he went aggressive, he could have died, and then what? Then what?
All right, very quickly, Atlanta in position to contest this flashpoint in a couple
Renko the white liar.
Gio and Fielder both
No, Renko is the smiling liar.
ration these out to hold
Okay?
for his duration.
Liar is the white Chio. Renko is the smiling
Start of this fight,
liar.
it's all but done. Proper though saw Fielder a little overextended, gets him with a free kill, and those matter here. Those really
The smiling assassin.
to the point. San Francisco.
Dude, Renko gets 2 more? What the fuck is Renko?
They have,
Dude, Renko's just farming. Has Renko ever played Lucio? Like, Renko's a flex support player. I'm right about this, right?
getting even better.
Am I crazy?
Shock is... What do you even have for the Rain?
Well, when did Renko become a goated Lucio?
Barrier, it's going to get answered right away. That's about it.
What the hell did Krusty see? I don't know what he was looking at,
Really
but
do much, but we've seen it do some.
Proper is so good at identifying situations where he can secure guaranteed kills and get out alive. That was incredible. No ultimates for San Francisco in that last fight. They faced a ant matrix from the Rain. And they've got themselves 60%.
okay. Well, that Bastion ult didn't really accomplish much. They're also taking just a very long time to do anything.
Renko's able to get everybody affected by that, despite the sim wall being in the way. Here comes the artillery barrage, but that'll be shrugged off by the sound barrier of the Atlanta Rain.
Oh, Proper's gonna lose that 1v1 to Fielder, yeah.
Is left bare as it comes down. Still a player advantage for Atlanta Rain to work with now as Hawk deals with their immortality field, but can't quite push up yet. That's a pretty scary Proby there.
I think that sound barrier by Renko was too early. Like, I don't think it really accomplished what it needed to do.
This point for the duration.
Yeah, it's a Bastion ultimate and an Ant Matrix used there, and then the Rain counter with a...
Do you see the change in roll star voting? No, what happened with the roll star voting?
Well, this is interesting. So, going to move away from the Batiste and play Kariko here. So, you also bring in Proby on the sim now. So, this is a comp that really wants to get aggressive. I think probably just try and collapse on a lip.
Can I link it? Maybe after this VOD. Maybe bring it up after this this VOD review I'll talk about.
Hawk here.
I don't know if it has to do with what I talked about, but I voiced my complaints of like for the voting that we did for Roll Stars, you had to choose 2 players from the East and 2 players from the West, and I think that is ridiculous. First of all, there's less teams in the East, so why does that make any sense? Second of all, there hasn't been that much great talent in the East this year. Like there aren't 2 East players for every single role that deserve the role over some of these West players. But I voiced my concerns. I think we've brought it up and it's being talked about. So we'll see if that changes.
2-0 in flash points.
And because the rain had backed off of the point, the Shock had already flipped it there. So the Shock just win an OT fight rather quickly, as now it is a long trek here for both teams.
Has Leave Shy lived up to the hype? Absolutely not. Why Shiva's been Shy Leave has been pretty underwhelming as a whole this year. Yeah, there was supposed to be this like world-class DPS duo, but I don't feel like we've really seen. It doesn't feel like we've ever seen them really like click in the same way that we expected to.
They're also building a Kitsune Rush, which is a big deal. That cooldown reduction for a Junker Queen, that's pretty handy to have.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so low. I actually really like the Kiriko in this setup. I think if teams are gonna play Junker Queen, I actually kind of like the Kiriko, and here's why. I think Kitsune Rush is way better than Amplification Matrix. Like, as much as Amp Matrix is actually pretty good, I think Kitsune Rush is just sick. Plus, I think the ability to Suzu off a Rampage just kind of makes it, like, worth it in its own value.
This is a comp that maybe you can kind of carry forward, right, into the rest of the series, right? You have that crazy mobility with the Sim, but then also...
Like, if you're going to end up in a Junker Queen mirror, you may as well play Kiriko.
And the Kiriko can get in and out of the fights rather quickly as well.
Borg, a face full of damage, but he still wants to go in with his commanding shout. Lip trying to wrap around, but instead the Shock are bringing the fight to them. He will have no...
Oh, this was aggressive by the Shock, and they haven't really found any value. Proper Blade kind of filling in some of the holes. Damn, okay, Shock are looking good. That's not going to matter, though.
It's a back cap from Stalker and Shio.
That's actually a very valuable back cap because that gives Atlanta another fight.
It actually could have been a,
Is Suzu for Axe worth it? Yeah, if you know that they're not going to come out with a Rampage, absolutely use the Suzu. But oh, what the fuck? Renko just kills Fielder? I think the biggest issue that you run into with Kiriko versus Baptiste is I think Baptiste just does way more AoE healing. But I don't think that's that big of a deal. Because if anything, that AoE, that healing, then goes onto your Lucio, and then you're going to get more sound barriers. So, Renko smiled, dude. Renko's just having the time of his life. Look at that. Alright, let's move forward. Keep the good times going. Alright, on to Esperanza. I expect both teams to be playing Junker Queen. I'm curious to see if Shock are going to stick with the Kiriko. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I'm surprised more teams aren't playing the Kiriko. Like, I like the Baptiste versus the Orisa. I think Baptiste does a shit ton of damage to Orisa in the AoE healing. But yeah, if you're anticipating both playing Queen, that might be necessary with like Sim Bastion, but Kyria is great. But why does Baptiste need to be necessary? Maybe if you are going to TP around with the Bastion, like the Bastion is better with the Amp Matrix, the AoE healing because you're stacking up in a Sim TP, like maybe. Like I can see that. So maybe Kiriko is better if you're going to play Genji instead of play a Symmetra.
Really large impact. So honestly, just about nailing those rail shots, right? Being able to connect with those. Finn actually playing the Kiriko here, so quite interesting.
Shock are playing very far back.
Get in, play a little bit closer.
I guess playing around the Sojin.
Proper, but then also kind of get out.
Safe to say the high ground means much more to San Francisco.
Bro, somebody do something.
That's why they're actually happy to let Atlanta be the ones to play to that low ground to start with here.
I don't know if I like the Kiriko. We'll see, right? Like, it's cool to see these matchups happen. Oh my god, Finn was just not ready for that.
They actually trade supports here, so not a clear win for the Rain, and it actually may end up being...
Proby!
Yeah, that doesn't look good. They lost Stalker after the fact here.
I love how, like, people, like, think the Proby thing is, like, such a troll, but it's like, this is literally, as far as we're aware, this is what we were told needs to get played, and they think, I don't even know where it came from originally, but I just remember I was told that he wants his name pronounced Proby, and that's the Korean way of saying it, so...
playing with more speed, right? Kind of, collapsing.
But people thought it was like an Australian thing.
Able to kind of, avoid some of that damage. So Shock get a little bit of a lead here now. Not a huge one, right? It's just under the underpass. Pretty much just one fight.
I mean, disrupt the shot.
Oh wow, Lip goes down again. Shock are playing this really well in the fact that they're kind of just baiting Atlanta to go, right? Like they understand that Atlanta have no long range threats. Atlanta have no long range threats, so it's like if they just sit on high ground shooting down at them, Atlanta's gonna have to dive, and then they're just prepared for it. And then if nothing happens, then Probe's just gonna find kills. Probe's gonna find kills.
So back to the high ground they go.
Yeah, and they have an amp matrix.
I thought it was Pro B, but he just left it on an E. I don't know. As I said, I can't tell you why or how. This is just what I was told.
Poke damage was going down at the start. Probably thought Fielder even had one going into that last fight, so maybe didn't want to run right into that.
Zorka again might be sending the rain upstairs with a TP in a moment. Another disruptor shot thrown down there to force Fielder back a little bit.
Okay, Simwall TP. Oh, they actually just took the bot, that's an interesting play by the Rain. They didn't even, they used it just to get control of the bot.
Going to get back now towards San Francisco's choke, forcing the Shock to move to their defensive high ground. Here comes Lip's ultimate here.
Oh, Probe. B.
Overclock.
Oh, Max is dead.
They've gotten rid of Sojourn mid-ultimate, and here come the Atlanta Rain.
Oh, that was such a bad Kitsune rush, dude. That's the Finn special.
Right as Max falls, so
It's a disaster.
yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
Probe and Proper went crazy this map. Yeah, well, like,
I mean,
we all know how great Proper is, and Probe honestly has been impressing me, but
back with the sim wall, right?
Atlanta seems like they have a pretty good idea of how they want to deal with it right now.
Forces them off of the high ground.
This will put the Atlanta
Wait,
Rain
Overclock use? Yeah, they used Overclock and the rush in that fight.
with that choke now, forcing the Shock to play from a bit of a
How has Krusty not coached good ults into Finn in 2 years? That is a good question.
out of that hidey hole via the night.
It's something that you think they'd be pretty good. Oh, Chio. Whoa, that Chio gets... Chio doesn't make mistakes like that very often, but that was a bad one.
To clear the turret.
Because they're going to lose the bot.
Want to support low health, backing up into those at all. Here's the blade. Looking first for Hawk now into the immortality field. A build up the amp matrix. Proper needs to be wary, but that sound barrier means he can be that more aggressive. And they're going to get the push bot back to the other side of the map. It's an awkward spot for Atlanta to be in. They'll need Chio to get him back into position.
Yeah, interesting they don't end up using the sound barrier.
The whole Shock backline hype from last year has aged terribly. Yeah, Finn hasn't... Honestly, Finn has been playing better in this meta. But yeah, Finn's had a pretty terrible year overall. Considering, like, you know, he's on Team Korea, right? Like, he's on Team South Korea. He was considered one of the best Korean flex supports, but hasn't really lived up to that this year.
The bot forward. Proby just working the high ground here with a rail prepared. Sliding away from that TP was Hawk who appeared.
Oh, Chio.
Thank God he can't telefrag people in this game. That would have been ugly. But it's Chio getting caught. San Francisco being rewarded with this engagement.
Bruh, that was a classic. Like, you go through the TP and then you just fall off the side. That was pretty bad. Chio doing a bit of a feed cosplay so far in this map. Rare Chio L, yeah. Well, he's taken a couple of L's in this series. Like, Chio made some mistakes in the last map as well.
I mean, what, Renko's going to be on his second? You're still kind of like holding on to your first here as it will be the Shock taking the lead.
Oh, Proby getting a little too aggressive. Wasn't expecting the damage.
Proby doesn't expect so much damage coming his way there. Finn at least is able to
Oh, God. Max. Oh, Finn. Ah, damn. I like the idea of going aggressive, but yeah, that amp matrix was really good by Fielder. It just kind of made that a feed.
and the Atlanta Rain get it moved back towards the middle of the map.
This might have been Chio's worst game, yeah. Chio believers in shambles right now.
Really looking at,
I really liked Finn last year. I think Finn was good, but I think Finn was always very aggressive, and he did get punished from time to time, but I think those holes kind of got filled in by the fact that Shock were just so dominant last year. So,
All right, checkpoint.
I don't know. I feel like this year, now that he hasn't really had as much of a team to back him up, and the team hasn't been as successful, you've seen sort of the cracks in his play a little bit more. Great play by Rain. Just flip that instantly.
The other side of the map. But Hawk is able to play behind that barricade here. Max wants to push up.
Oh, wow. Great Jagger Blade by Max. Honestly, Max has played really well. Like, someone we haven't really spoken about much this map or this series has been... I actually think Max Junker Queen's really been good. He's had a couple of really nice daggers. Hasn't really made too many mistakes. He's gone toe-to-toe with Hawk, and, you know, Hawk is a great player.
Kill though. Had to think he wants to chase it. San Francisco back in the hot seats.
Yes, now some changes here for the Reign. So they're actually going to have Stalker play that Genji and then bringing in Lip on the Sojourn. So really, I mean, this kind of tells you that the Shock, like, they've really troubled them with this composition. Now they feel the only way to
Cheers, my go, yeah.
fight it is to match.
Okay.
Maybe not this map, but oh, that's an early Suzu, but I guess it doesn't matter. The rush, like, look at how good that rush is. Like, they drop the rush, and then what do you do if you're Hawk? Oh, wow, nice shot by Lip. What do you do if you're Hawk? Like, they're just so much faster than you and do so much more damage. Like, you can only run, but running doesn't get you anywhere sometimes.
Decent fighting form, but without Hawk in position, they're gonna have to wait.
Junbin was so good on Jungle Queen. That's honestly been one of my biggest disappointments throughout the entire year, is I would have loved to have seen how Junbin and Max performed if they were the only tank on separate teams. But I feel like we've sort of seen like a half-assed Max and Junbin throughout the entire year, so I don't feel like I have a good gauge on either of them. Especially when like a lot of their comps and like what they've been playing has just been bad. Right? So it's like Max and Junbin were hyped up, from contenders. We're expecting huge things from these guys, and it just doesn't feel like we've seen that from either of them. It just kind of feels bad.
They want to win fights from here and incrementally push the bot forward, then retreat back to this location and do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Junbin Bap was poggers, was it?
They want to force here is they actually drop
Proby?
rush here used for the
Oh my god, Proby just got absolutely rolled by Lip. Team was there to follow up at least.
gonna be Finn who finishes them off.
Shock has the, Elena has the bot, sorry.
Direction.
They're gonna get the forward spawn? No.
And Finn there, of course, on the Kiriko, able to assist.
Is he gonna rip it? I think he oh no, there's a Kiriko there. There's no point in ripping it. Oh, Suzu's down. Yeah, oh, he hit them both, yeah. That was really well played by Max. Really well played by Max.
Yeah, I mean that is both supports hit with that rampage there from Max. And
Feels like Shock is playing catch up, yeah. But like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Like I actually have there is definitely a world, especially if they're playing well and this Queen meta remains in. There's a chance that Shock make it out of play-ins, right? Like I think the three teams that you need to keep an eye on in play-ins are Boston, Shock, and Toronto. Like those would be my three favorites to make it out. I think Vancouver is like a dark horse, but I don't think Vancouver are going to be as strong in this meta, but we'll see. Like, hey, who knows? Like Sugar-Free Genji, Punk Queen, right? Like anything's possible, but I don't know. For some reason, I've just started like underrating Vancouver. Maybe it's because they've like lost to Toronto and stuff like that.
San Francisco trade that skill for a bit of extra push.
yeah, I mean, how much extra can you give away?
But I think two of those four teams are the ones to make it out. Blade, Overclock. All right, Stalker's turn. Let's go, Stalker. What you got? Oh, yeah, that was a good Blade. Yeah, that was expensive, though, for both sides. Hawk needs to hit the fattest rampage of his life.
So you're looking at having to win here 3, probably, right? Like 1 here.
They Kitsune Rush Rampage. Actually, this isn't crazy for Atlanta. If you can win with just the Rampage and then Kitsune Rush the next fight, that is actually very winnable.
But you're probably correct. He's coming back towards
Vancouver lost that MYX. Yeah, like that's sort of why I have no like as much as like maybe if we go to the Junker Queen Rush, it could be good for them. But so far, oh, Chio's dead before anything happened. No, Chio. Oh yeah, that they kind of got caught. Yeah, they got caught. Nothing happened. Faith has no flexibility. Yeah, and I think that's one of the big problems is Faith just doesn't really have the ability to play many other heroes. But with that said, if we're just in a Lucio Rush meta, that's good for Vancouver, right? Like if I'm Vancouver, I look at what's happening in the East, I look at what's happening in this match, and I go, fuck it, let's just play Queen Rush with everyone else.
One map here for the Shock, and that will determine, 5 or 7 seed here, depending on a win or a loss.
Wait, let's see the stat card they're highlighting here. It's Genji, 16-11. That's just fine numbers. Well played by Shock, but yeah, as you saw both teams going to the Kiriko at the very end.
Which is a little bit of a different look, as they will be on defense.
Chio's worth the resources. Yeah, Chio definitely had a bad map. Like, that was a bad map for Chio overall. Like, I think if Chio doesn't get caught as much, Atlanta potentially win that map. But, everyone has bad maps when you play as aggressively and do as much as Chio has been doing, right? Like, I highlighted that on Numbani. Like, how is Chio not getting punished? And then he finally gets punished.
Playing sort of behind the team. Proper has a maximum
Proper just put his team on in his backpack. Yeah, you know, and that's the proper way, right? We've hyped up Proper to the moon so many times.
play this, and he's let off the least by the shock.
Hate to see Chio down, but love to see Renko thriving. Yeah, honestly, Renko's Lucio has been kind of nasty. You know, we sort of talked about that a little bit earlier. Considering it's not really a hero he's expected to be able to play, he's had some high impact plays on Lucio.
Supports, right? So they'll play the Kriko here on offense.
All right, both teams playing the Genji. I think this is more likely to see what I expect to be played more often. Is I think the Bastion Sim is like a cool little pocket thing on like Escort and Hybrid. But I think Genji Sojourn is more consistent. And you play it with the Kiriko. Like, I think Finn needs to get off Baptiste. Like, I don't know why Finn is on Baptiste at all here. Like, they've already shown that they like to play the Kiriko. Maybe he thought that they weren't going to come out with the Genji. Let's see if he switches it. Oh, actually... Oh, wait. Wait, no. Don't both switch. Finn goes Kiriko, but then Probe goes Sim. I'd prefer to say... I don't like that at all.
I think they feel like it's probably the answer because they also switch off of the Baptiste, right? You know, if you're gonna play,
yeah, no,
but I mean, they take a ton of damage going through that TP.
Good Suzu into the axe.
Is the obstacle back on out of that now? Stalker gonna be burnt down. Proby trying to stick around to deal with the Genji, and so they do. Proper chiming in there to secure the kill. Hawk, though, really
Oh, Max was so deep.
but not getting a lot of attention as the Shock are trying to work around.
Yeah, I really hate this Sim play by Shock. Like, why are you playing Sim at this point? Maybe they want it just so they could get the defense. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe for that, like, second half of the hold, they're like, let's play Sim. We can put turrets down. But I think you're just better off playing the Sojourn. I also don't think the Sim wall is that good if this is the compositions that are being played. Kitsune Rush from Atlanta is just like, what do you do? How do you hold up to this? Oh, wow. Oh, no, mind. Kind of whiffed some shots at the end there, but...
Oh, I mean, just a second or two earlier, if you're able to get that sound barrier, and that could be a different fight, right?
Why is Sojourn play with Genji in this comp? So, the reason you want to play Genji Sojourn is, at this point, if you're not playing the Baptiste, and you're not playing the Symmetra and all that kind of stuff, you're essentially playing a fast comp, right? Where everyone needs to be self-sustainable, because you're not just playing as a group and healing through. Sojourn has a lot of survivability while also being kind of a hit scan hero. And like she has her dash, she has her slide, so she can move around the map and follow the high tempo of the game. While Symmetra doesn't, right? Like unless you're TPing, but that can sort of leave you on an island. So that's generally what's made Sojourn great. That's what made her great in the 2022 playoffs, right? That was Winston Rush and like Winston Dive where everyone's just running in and Sojourn can just keep up with that tempo while also being strong. Tracer actually isn't very good in this because it's hard to find any kills. And I think it's easy to get killed. Maybe Tracer could be good, but like maybe all the threats that made Tracer struggle have finally gone. But I think in general,
it feels like it's worth it though, right?
The problem with Tracer is like, who do you kill? If you're the Tracer, right? Like you apply a ton of pressure, but I think you're not going to find value. Your pulse bombs get Suzu'd or lamped. I don't think it's as good. And I think there's a lot of threats to you.
Maybe find like a railgun shot at range, right? Because just used it in that last fight. Didn't get anything with it.
San Francisco again want to play positionally.
Oh, filter down, yeah.
Use that high ground. Make sure Proby here can free fire into these fights. But Hawk baits him into the small room. Still, it seems to favor San Francisco now.
Oh, we're trading though. Stalker? Stalker?
Position to ruin the day for San Francisco. It's just Max. Stalker found 3. Max gets Hawk on the way out, but Stalker.
Alright, Stalker, I see.
Yeah, I mean, he gets like at least 2 dash.
Gets 3 in the end.
Slice of the dice and through. Yeah, let's take a check at this. I mean,
oh wow, probably just gets. Oh, the deflect was huge. Damn. Those are the moments you play Genji for.
With how good Genji is with some of these compositions and playing inside these close quarter areas with these jungler queens, you're probably gonna see a ton of.
Oh, this is gonna be an ult fight and a half. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what we see a lot of in play-ins. I think teams are going to start scrimming way more of this. And like the reason is especially like think about like and this is why I'm a little worried for Toronto is I actually think Toronto's comp just loses to this, right? Like Alari Baptiste just do not live into this, right? Like you just run at the Alari and the Baptiste, and unless they have like a really defensible position, I just don't see how you win.
So you're gonna have another. Well, actually no.
Yeah, I am gonna watch Spark vs Fuel after this.
Here, right? So
Wait, was that an Ajax? Did I miss an Ajax?
to complete the map. That's actually not a ton of time. I mean, pretty good on defense.
Oh, Renko getting caught on the top of a wall. Yeah, he gets caught jumping. That was a bit of a mistake, but Lip rips his head off for it.
Brutal.
Yep, the rail jacks.
It's so much more impressive without the slow motion. Yeah, with the slow motion, it looks easy and it looks like a throw by the Lucio, but that all happened very good. Oh my god, Lip just murdered Proby. Oh, and then he hits the body. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, dude, that's crazy that the Sombra one trick has such good aim as a surgeon, you know? That must be lucky.
Well, now we're reminded of exactly what the ceiling
I talked about how difficult it is to take this last point. Maybe not as much now, right? I mean, you look at how much progress they made.
They're snowballing.
Yeah, he got someone's Genji though. That's true. All right, Proby, your turn. Oh, wow. Great counter dive by Proper.
Has a plate of his own and a plan to boot. His is the one that wins out in the battle of wits. Lip trying to power slide across the point, found Finn, but that's it. What an important fight to win for San Francisco. Proper feels like he.
Where's my off roll? Yeah, dude. I don't choose people for MVPs unless they've played at least 2 roles. How can you be valuable if you only play 1 role? Am I right?
Get us 3, right? And he's able to do so because.
I love hearing Sam talk about playing as Lip Sojourn. Dude has PTSD. It's fucking nasty. Oh my god, that rampage was sick by Hawk. Suzu wasn't good enough.
Couple of players, but that's far from enough. Hawk there, straight into the bunch of them with that rampage. And sets Atlanta Rain up here to finish with about a minute remaining.
Oh damn, finish with a minute. That was a pretty clean attack, all things considered by Atlanta, right? Weren't really slowed down. I didn't like what Shock did on the first point. Oh, they're gonna play the Bash and Sim. Like, I don't mind the Bash and Sim BAP, right? As long as there's a plan here. And as long as you don't half-ass it, right? Like, as long as they don't switch to Kiriko anytime soon. Oh, they trade. That's good.
It's a trade of best. Stalker eventually falls to a silly little turret there from Proby. San Francisco trading evenly and favors them moving out of spawn.
Lip just fucking... Lip just like Hitmonlee flew across the map with Sojourn.
Here, right? So you're gonna play like Genji Sim. You're probably gonna stay on the Bash.
Shouldn't it just to break the spawn hold? Yeah, I actually don't mind it for this first point. As I said, like, I think at some point you're probably going to have to switch when things get slowed down, but I don't hate it for the first attack.
Rather could be powerful. But you notice that the San Francisco Shock are not trying to establish themselves too heavily at Big Earls, lest they walk into line of sight of Lip, fall too low and have Stalker snap them up. They're more than happy to give that high ground up, which is a scary prospect, I feel like, if you're San Francisco.
Oh, Proper just got... I think they spent a little bit too long just sort of standing around, right? Like, you can't do that, right? If you're playing the Bastion Sombra versus this Genji Sojourn, I think you have to go. Like, you need to get TP. You can't let them just walk in, right? Shock lets them walk into the high ground, doesn't contest them as they take control of Big L's. As soon as they get on top of Big L's, they're just shooting down, and Proper's the one who dies, right? And this is what I was worried about, right? Now, Proper goes over to Genji, Finn's stuck on Baptiste, and Proby's stuck on Symmetra, right? And now their composition doesn't make as much sense synergizing together against Atlanta, because now Shock don't have any range damage, right? They have no range damage. So they're essentially relying on the TP into dash resets, and that's so one-dimensional. Was that a boostio? No. I thought...
Still, the Shock survived the initial onslaught. Renko, though, well, won't be able to outlast this. Immortality field here, prolonging Finn's life, but he is in an awful...
Yeah, I don't like what's happening here. Wait, Fielder's on Ana? I just realized... I just talked about a Nano, but I just realized Fielder is on Ana. Maybe expecting the sim and then hitting the biotic grenades? Yeah, and I guess that's good, but... I guess it's good against what the Shock are doing, but I'm surprised that he committed to the Ana.
Overclock, you're going to have your rampage here, so a pretty good spot, the Atlanta Rain. And this is what I was trying to like talk about, where on Route 66, right, you finish with a minute and 5.
Overclock? Early overclock. Oh, wow, he got Finn, though. Oh, and they dropped the wall. This looks real bad. And they dropped the air matrix. All right, time to switch to Simbap. This is bad. Yeah, there goes the BAP to Kiriko. They're staying on the sim, though. Because he can't go back and switch.
And because you finished with that minute and 5, like there's not even like a huge, you know, you're not like dying to win this, you know, point here, right? Like
good blade.
Drag this out as long as possible, which you definitely can do. A few players get hit by that rampage, and Stalker's now with a blade.
Oh wow. He got his 2. Hawk can win this. Renko, no. Renko, no. They need to just wait for Fielder to get back. I am gobsmacked that Fielder didn't come back Kiriko. There's no... If Fielder had come back Kiriko, he would have won that right now. Never mind, he killed Proper. Damn, they just could not kill Hawk. Oh yeah, he missed the hook on the thing. Oh yeah, that's that. Another disappointing escort end to a map 5 banger, but yeah, I think Shock sort of outplayed themselves with some of their hero picks there. Like, as I said, I think you can play the Symmetra and you can play with the Bash and the BAP, but you need to commit to that style, right? You need to play to those ultimates, you need to play those strengths. And I think as soon as you take away the Bastion to go to the Genji, you've taken away all the damage that makes that strat viable, right? So, Fiddle does not make bad picks. I think if Shock had just gone, they saw the Ana and they were just like, okay, let's just go Kiriko, Genji, Sojourn, I think they at least cap first point there. But because they decided to not do either of them, and then they like slowly made those transitions, you end up not getting the best of both worlds. But that's the VOD review. Atlanta Reign staying on top. I believe did Atlanta lock in #1 seed? I think they did with this win. So Atlanta Reign been playing great. They've shown a little bit of their flexibility throughout the without their compositions. Cool to see Hawk in the lineup playing well with the Queen, but I expect to see a lot more of this Junker Queen, Lucio, Kiriko, unless someone comes up with a solution of how to beat it. How will this affect certain teams? Teams like Toronto Defiant, are they going to be able to keep playing their signature style of the Alari with the Baptiste? Are all teams going to commit to it? There are definitely teams that are better at a Junker Queen rush than others, and some might feel like they'll be inferior, so might try and throw out some counter strats. But the play-ins, they start this weekend, so we'll be able to start seeing some teams getting knocked out, making progress. We'll have to see and find out. San Francisco Shock could make a sneaky run. Definitely looking good in this matter. That's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back later. Love you all, and I'll see you guys next time.